Oi to the oi, and welcome back to PickItUpGaming. It's been a while, hasn't it? You gorgeous bunch of space doggos. I hope you had a good week / weekend and are keeping safe. In this week's video I'll be reviewing Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Did this game shine bright like a star, or was it suck like a black hole? Let's find out together, shall we, babies? So, like always, in the previous videos I shall give you some basic facts about the games, facts you might know, but let's go. So Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is a 2021 action-adventure game developed by Eidos Montreal and published by Square Enix. Based on the Marvel Comics superhero team, Guardians of the Galaxy, the game was released on Microsoft Windows, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X on October 26, 2021. Now, it's called Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy because there was a game released by Telltale with the same name called Guardians of the Galaxy. What was it like? Let me know down in the comments, I never played it. Right, so gameplay and story. So, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy features the titular team, the Guardians of the Galaxy, which mostly consists of the characters and people you know from the films, like Peter Quill, Star-Lord, Gamora, Rocket, Groot, and Drax the Destroyer. Start off a mission looking for credits, but because being the Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't seem to pay all that well, you're taking a less than stellar job, one that surprisingly doesn't go that great. Which of course means you end up owing some people a lot of money which requires you to do some crazy things to get. Now, over your adventure, this crazy journey to try and find these credits, you'll come across all sorts of people, all sorts of groups. The main villains of the game are called the Universal Church of Truth, led by Grand Unified Raker, and over the course of the game, like I said, you meet other people, other heroes, other villains along the way. Villains you might recognise and heroes you might recognise, which include Peter Quill's former lover and Nova Corp Centurion, Kal-Rel daughter Nikki Gold, and Mantis. Mantis, of course, I think you will know from the films because she's quite prevalent, and people who know the comic books will know her from that. But obviously, that's one of the main characters. And another character called Cosmo the Space Dog, which I never heard of, but I was very happy to see a space dog jumping around. Like I said, if you guys played this before or know the comic books or know the story, this will be all new to you. Not new to you. People like me who haven't, only know the films, this is all new to you. Anywho, enough rambling, on to the next part. Like with other recent games from Marvel, the game is rich in lore and costumes and all sorts of goodies from both the films and comic books, which honestly I love. It gives people who are new to the world or universe of these characters a chance to learn more about them, which is all good because then it means that if you really enjoy it, you're thinking, well, I'll go back now and I might read a comic book or two, or I might watch the films, or I might do that, which is a-okay in my book. Comic book, that is. One bad joke per episode. So, anyway, gameplay. So, in Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, you take control of Peter Quill from a third person perspective, sometimes first person, depending on where you are and what you're doing. The player can utilise Star-Lord's elemental guns to defeat enemies, and also you can punch them using your fists and kick them using your legs. But the elements you unlock are throughout the story, which I won't spoil them because it's always fun and it interrupts the story, so I won't try and ruin it for you. Find out for yourself. Also, you get to use these jet boots, which is always fun. The other members have their own ways to combat, which includes Drax and Gamora's blades and swords, Drax's pure strength and Gamora's agility, Rocket's faster way of weapons, and Groot's ability to control plants, vines, trees, that stuff. Just being a Groot. Now, being a leader of this merry band of misfits, you can issue orders to use special moves and interact with the environment. Now, if I'm being honest, it's fairly average for the combat. It's not great, it's not fantastic, it's not bad, but it's in the middle. But it can also get a bit repetitive when you're doing the same thing over and over again. However, the thing that is fantastic and pushes into awesome territory is the group huddles, where you can give a speech, which if done correctly, we would give you a team unlimited special abilities usage for a small amount of time. But that's just not it. The awesome bit, and I'm going to tell you about in a second, it's the absolute stellar soundtrack of 80s music. Because when you get that thing right, and you have Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart going around, and you're asking Gamora to slash something out, you're asking Drax to punch something up, you're asking Rocket to fire his rockets. It's such a great feeling, and it makes those dull combat scenes so much more enjoyable. Right, so controls, sounds and graphics. Now for the most part the controls are fine, but occasionally you might feel a bit slippery when using cools boosters. Graphic wise, apart from occasional glitches, it's very good. But you can see they had the previous generations in mind, console wise, when they made this game. So therefore it doesn't have that wow factor that you want from a new generation of consoles graphic wise. But where the game shines brightest for me is the voice acting, sound and soundtrack. Every one of the voice actors do a fantastic job of bringing each member of the Guardians of the Galaxy personality to life, while staying similar to the films. You don't feel too out of place, and the soundtrack is full of absolute classic 80s tunes. So if you watch the films, you know what kind of songs to expect, but honestly when you have something like Take On Me playing when you're in a ship, it just pushes that game from an average game to this is really good. And like I said, those kind of songs, it fits nicely into this kind of world. It just feels that awesome action 80s kind of film that you want to see nowadays, but you don't get a chance to see. And it kind of throws back to it a little bit as well. The sound effects are also top notch, no complaints there. It fits the game perfectly, and you can tell from how the characters are designed, how the sounds are, how the voice acting is, how visually it is, how it can be visually striking in certain places. And it's full of like rich lore and history, associated with the Guardians of the Galaxy. The people who made this game put a lot of time and effort into it, which, considering Square Enix put, well, I can't really harp on Avengers too much, but if you think Spider-Man was fantastic, this game's fantastic. This is what you should do. Focus on single-player games with DLC. Don't worry about doing multiplayer nonsense. Don't force it in. If you do it like this, like Guardians of the Galaxy, Marvel Spider-Man and Miles Morales, you have yourself a fantastic game that will sell really, really, really well. So, take point, Square Enix and other companies, listen to PickItUpGaming, the source of all information. So, price and final thoughts. The thing that became apparent to me after only an hour or so of playing this game is that it just oozes charm and charisma and cool, I suppose, making the whole experience seem to go by so quickly. And although I enjoyed the banter, it's a small gripe, I did enjoy the banter and chat between exploring levels on a ship and going between A to B. When you're trying to explore and the characters constantly harping on you, it's funny for the first few seconds, but after I just, alright, shut up. I want to look, I want to explore, I want to find all the costumes, I want to find all the hidden bits, I want to find all these little things that you want me to find. Just stum for 5 seconds, please. It is helpful when they do kind of say, oh, this is where we need to go, but sometimes you wish just to turn it off. Another small gripe is no subtitles, which is very strange to have a game with no subtitles. Obviously, you want to enjoy the music, you want to enjoy the sounds, you want to enjoy the acting, the voice acting, but you also think, alright, if I want to just play it at night time, don't want it too loud, give me subtitles. Small gripes here, but otherwise, it's still a fantastic game. Now, honestly, like most people, I didn't have high hopes going into it because it just didn't feel right. But I needn't have worried. Marvel, for the most part, are giving us some absolutely fantastic comic book games filled with lore and backstory for fans and new fans of the series. Now, I think you can buy this game for about £40 or your regional or continental equivalent. So my final rating is going to be 8 out of 10 and go big up, yeah. But seriously, guys, give this game a chance because they seem to be smashing out the park, and we need to encourage more studios to do this. More single player games with time and effort put into it, made to be a fantastic game. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you thought about this game. Are you looking forward to the next Marvel adventure? Anyway, stay safe, stay strong, and let's go. Let's just fly the ship and get out of here because I'm stuttering like a madman.